But religion is the strongest addiction that this country suffers from. We finally got God on the money. Took us about 100 years, but we got it done. We are very addicted to religion. The country was founded on a godless constitution, but we're working as hard as we can to get Christ in there because we love our Jesus. We love our religion like everyone does. Love it so much that some of us have often killed for it. Which, of course, is a sure sign that your religion has gone off. Anyway, I was looking on the internet and my friend Christian McDermott suggested a 12-step program for those people who are trying to give up your religious addiction. If you're trying to put down your all-consuming addiction of religion, maybe you're a zealot for Christ, maybe you believe in the jihad, but it's taken over your life. You've had to cut out some relationships that were very important to you, like family relationships. You've had to decide who's more important to you, your addiction or your family. And a lot of us make the wrong decision. A lot of us choose addiction over family. It's been known to happen. You don't have to beat yourself up too much about it, because we do have a 12-step program to help you kick the habit. So here it is. First step to help get off of that real mainline drip that you've got right into your religion is to admit that you are powerful. It is a hard step, especially after you've been shamed out of this idea for your entire life by your cult and your tribe and your society and your family. But no, friend, you are a person. You are a free person. Your mind makes decisions, and those decisions have real effect in this world. You have power. You have more power than any of the old fantastic gods that they mythologized thousands of years ago. You have more power in this real world than Thor ever did. Thor never picked up a rock, and you can. Thor never punched someone in the face, and you can. Thor was imaginary. He had no power in this world, and you do. You're stronger than him. And Jesus Christ is exactly the same way. We don't know anything that Jesus Christ really did. We just have all these stories that are attributed to him. Most of them are impossible, so we know that he didn't do those, because that's how it works. That's how we know that Muhammad did not fly from Mecca to Jerusalem in one night on a winged horse, because that's not a possible thing, and so we just don't pretend like he did that. But you, my friend, you're a real person, and you make real decisions, and you move around in this real world, and you talk to people with your real mouth, and your real beautiful ideas stick to us, because you are right. So tell us, use your power, and don't hide behind the morality of an old god. Don't give all your power away to some imaginary figure that you have never even met. The second step to kicking your religious addiction is to understand that you can reclaim your sanity. Religions oftentimes tell you that you are not a trustworthy source to go to determine whether something is right or wrong. They tell you to doubt yourself. But if you pick up that doubt and you own it and you realize that you are allowed to reclaim who it is that decides what is moral, and you are allowed to say that as a free human, you are the judge. You are the moral judge. You don't have to defer to some imaginary and absolute God in the sky that is the absolute morality judge, because that's just imaginary. We're all down here on our own trying to deal with it, and if anyone knows how to be moral, it's you. You don't have to defer to some other party. You don't have to doubt yourself. You know what's right, you know what's wrong, and God didn't make you that way, you did. Number 3, make a searching and fearless moral inventory of yourself. Now friends, this is very difficult. It's a very dark time when you do this. When you finally take that book that you have pinned all your hopes on, and you finally look at it critically and honestly and authentically, you will find yourself in a very dark and lonely space. And I want you to remember that that is an illusion. You are not alone. Nothing has changed. You are as alone as you've always been. We are here for you. We are here together. We are doing it together. Reach out to someone when you find yourself in that darkness, when you find yourself feeling like you're alone, that's just an optical illusion. That's just what it feels like to be alive. But you're not alone. Look how connected we are. We couldn't disconnect from each other if we wanted to. We are intertwined in each other's lives in a way that we will never separate. And that is a good thing. That's what brought us out of the dust. That's what shot us all the way to the moon. And that is what's going to save us from our climate disaster that we have now. And that is what's going to save us from the violence of religion that we are seeing right now. When we take an honest look at ourselves and we realize that those things that we have held on to, the foolish traditions of our fathers, it's time to put them down. It's time to reiterate our own morality, that we are the judge of ourselves and we do not have to defer to some Bronze Age mythology. Fourth step is to admit that you were wrong. It's very difficult, I know. For 37 years of my life, I was a member of the blood cult of Jesus, the so-called Christ. For 37 years, I woke and went back to sleep, hoping and wishing for Armageddon, being excited for when this horrible experiment was over and we all get to go back to heaven. For 37 years, I was as wrong as you could be. And now I'm as wrong as you can be about a lot of shit. We're all going to be wrong. It's going to keep happening to us. We've got to learn to deal with it and manage it and cope with it instead of reject it and deny it. It's okay to be wrong. We've been doing it a lot. Number 5, focus on unity and common welfare. One of the very strongest tools that they have in religion is to divide us into two groups, us and them. Don't believe them. They're lying. There is no such thing as them. They are all your brothers. So focus on the unity. Focus on connecting. Focus on those things that we have in common. That we all find ourselves waking up here today. And the world is as it is. Take care. We'll see you soon. That together we have achieved so much. And just imagine what we will achieve together. Number 6, the 6th step to kick your religious addiction to an old Iron Age religion that is destroying your family, that is controlling your family, the secret member of your marriage, Jesus Christ, who can break it up at any time. That addiction that is in your life, that promise that you will show love for God before you show love for your family, it's a very dangerous addiction to have. 6th step to kick it is to start reading. You can read the things prescribed to you by those people that are trying to control you. You can read those things that your elders in your religion would like you to read, but also read more. I've got lots of suggestions in the real world. They don't have to be religious. There can be a lot of literature. It's very eye-opening. Read the book 1984. Watch the movie The Matrix. You know, just sort of get out there. Start criticizing your religion. Start reading up on it. And start educating yourself about the reality of religion. Do some comparative religion classes so that you can see that it is something that is very common to us humans. We don't have to be ashamed of it. We have all grown up in religious societies. It is something that we use to deal with the very harsh realities of the past. A lot of children used to die in the past. A lot of people's wives used to die at a very young age. We have to deal with all this grief. So read up on that. It's not something to be ashamed of, but it is something that the sooner you get out of bed, the sooner you can get more done. Start reading. Number 7, find your own way to satisfy your soul. A lot of people are going to tell you how to be happy, and the one thing that you can rest assured in is that they don't fucking know how to be happy. If they knew how to be happy, they'd just go be doing it. They wouldn't be telling you how to do it. Nobody knows how to make you happy except for you. You're the one that's been hanging out with yourself your whole entire life. You're the one who can decide what's right and wrong in your life. Don't defer to somebody else. Instead, take yourself and you figure it out. You can row your own boat. The 8th step to kick the religious addiction that is very strong in this country and society is to find a group of people that have similar interests to yourself. It doesn't have to be religious at all, and in fact the less religious it is, the better. Because a lot of times in a religious society we feel like we've made a family. We use a lot of those family terms. We call each other brother, we call them father, call sister, and we're using all these family terms. But we're not really a family, are we? Because if you don't believe the things that the rest of the family do, then you're not a brother anymore, are you? You're the outsider. So it's not really a family, it's more as a definition of who is in and who is out. I'm not sure how that is conflated with the family, but it does sort of, for those people who have been caught in the addiction of religion, it does feel like family. And so when you find yourself separating yourself from that old and ancient religion that has caught into your life and taken over your life, you find that you're missing that social connection that that religion was emulating in your life. And so stop building it on these religious ideas, which are of course fantastical. Like, you can't really form a friendship about which Marvel movie you like the best. Hello sir, would you like to
what you're saying?
Do you have any questions?
No, I can't hear what you're saying, so
okay, cool. I'm also on the YouTube. You can look me up on YouTube. You can search for Street Preacher, Pastafarian Street Preacher, and you can hear what I'm saying. I've got a microphone here. I do some editing so it goes up a little bit more clearly. It is a bit aggressive in a space like this. I only do it because it's a very traditional way of preaching about a new and young church.
You know what? Yeah, and that is. But like I said, I heard you speaking, but I didn't know what you were saying.
I'm a
member to come listen. To
yeah.
What you have to say. Okay.
Right now, I'm going
about the Lord. I listen to.
Pardon?
Anybody has anything about the Lord? I listen to.
Cool.
You know?
Well, I say a lot of really aggressive things about him on the internet, and if you want to go look into that, basically, I'm just saying that. That the religions that we have handed down to us are worthy of criticism, and that they may have been created by our predecessors instead of God creating us in His image. It may have been that we created all the gods in our image, and if that's the case, then it's our turn. And if we get to create a God, and we can trust that the God that we will create will be more kind than the God of our forefathers, then it's time to start working on Him. Alright, so I was on Connect with People of Common Interests. So now, instead of having a faux family based on your belief in a certain mythology, you will have a real friendship with someone who actually shares one of your interests. And that is 1,000 times more valuable than a group of friends who happen to believe the same thing and will throw each other to the lions at the first opportunity. What you will now have is a group of people who share interests in a real world hobby like carpentry or cooking. The 9th step out of the 12 steps to kick religious addiction, the 9th step is do not accept criticism. Now, I'm not sure that I agree with this one. I would change the word criticism, because I do accept criticism. I do like and welcome criticism, but I think what I would substitute there is the word judgment. Because once you decide to leave the old and ancient and pagan and heathen cult that you find yourself in, you'll find a lot of pressure from those people on the inside to connect and hook into those things that they put in you, those shame patterns and those guilt patterns that they have programmed into you. So don't accept that judgment. You are the one who is allowed to judge yourself, you and your children, because that is who we are judging now, isn't it? Those people that have died 100 years ago. I judge George Washington, don't I? So I'm George Washington's judge. So just keep your eye on that sort of thing. Look to the future, because those people will be your judge. Just like we're judging all the people in the past, all the people in the future will be our judge, including your children, especially your children. They're the ones you are going to write your biography, if you're worth talking about. Not you. You're going to be too busy living your life. But once you live your life with such fervor and excitement, then people around you will be like, wow, I've really got to fucking write a book about that. So remember, Your judge is not some guy that lived thousands of years ago. You're his judge. He's dead. You get to judge Jesus. Don't let Jesus be your judge anymore. You get to be your judge. And your children get to be your judge. And your grandchildren. So live for them instead of living for Christ. Number 10, do the things that make you feel good about yourself. A lot of people will tell you how to live, what to do, but they don't know. They're just reading it out of some old man's book, just like you were trying to do. Don't listen to them. They're lying so that they feel more comfortable about what they're doing. Just do what you should do. You know what you should do. Unless it's illegal, unless it's like murder, don't do that. Unless it's violent and, against the law of the land that we have all agreed upon, don't break the law. But do those things that make you feel good. Like dress like an idiot pirate and walk around on Saturday, drink your beers and drive responsibly, all these things. They are your options. This is your life. Find the part of it that makes you happy and do it. Number 11, have compassion for those on the inside. I touched a little bit upon this myself earlier, but we always have to remember that we were once part of the system. We were all stuck in the matrix at one point. We were all members of the blood cult of Jesus Christ. He was in total control of Europe and North America for centuries, and that bastard will not give up his grip on this place without a good fight. And the thing that he's using to fight are our friends and family on the inside. It was only about a year ago that I was fully on the inside of the cult of Jesus Christ. We can't take it out on those members. We've got to remember that the fight that we have is not across the board, but up into the sky against the lying father of the ancient days.